Stephen! Stephen, we're supposed to make a video. No, we're like supposed to make a video like right now.
Dude, like now?
Yeah.
Bro, are you kidding me? Like right.
The setup's setup's over there, dude.
Dude, okay, hang on. I'm like not ready yet.
What? We're supposed to make a video.
Oh, making a video. Oh. What did you do down there? I'll be right down.
Now you know 2D and 3D shape.
Funicular station, Stephen.
Zach, do you have
Yes?
the drinks?
Ah, yes, I do have the drinks.
Just kidding. So what are we talking about?
We are talking about how we make stuff.
Let's pull up the actual comment. Nathan Wakefield says, original trick creation and how to put material together logically into an act.
I guess one of my favorite things to do is to like improvise and see what I can come up with on the spot. I make a lot of material that way, and it's also a good muscle to work of improvisation. That's a different topic. I enjoy making tricks or like a concept of a trick during improvisation. Or on the contrary, I might like look at an object and think like very methodically, like what can I do with this newfound object? Like let's say for example, I want to make tricks with this stool.
Yeah.
I will study the stool. I want to like feel it. Like I'll just like look at it. Notice like the negative space. And since we have a nice stool, you can put things on top of it. Examples right here.
Do you find that the negative space around the prop is more important than the actual prop itself?
I don't know about more important, but they're both important.
Let's pick an object, and I want you to go through like your mindset of
Okay.
how you think you would like talk about it. Like, if you had a juggling ring,
Okay.
what would be your mental process, mental gymnastics, trying to figure out a new way to use the prop?
Disregarding the fact that I already know a lot about how a juggling ring works.
Yes.
Okay.
Or no.
Okay.
Okay, let's pick something else then. 3 blown up balloons, and you had to do new tricks with them.
Okay.
How would you go about doing that?
I might sit down with like the objects and like a piece of paper and like write down things, or I might just like blast music and jam. So whenever I'm looking at a new object like balloons, so if I were to look at this object and think like what could I do with it, I might say like, I guess I'll just like look at it for a minute and see what I'm getting myself into, study it, you know, and then once I like have a feel for what the object is like, honestly I'll just like go ham, play music and just like jam.
Can you be a little more specific when you say go ham and jam?
Yeah, just doing it, sending it, just trying to like make tricks with it. It's like a weird thing for me to talk about because I just like do it so naturally, you know what I mean?
Because you're so good.
Oh, thank you.
You've done it for so long, it's like...
Yeah, and I'll look at the base of juggling knowledge that I already have, like site swaps or multiplexes or whatever, and apply it to the object. In a way, there's a lot of objects come together into one, which is interesting. Like, maybe you could do something with that. Like, I don't know, maybe, okay, here's an example. You can do a 3-balloon cascade, even though it's all one object. You know, you can like twist them around.
Wow.
I promise I can make better stuff than that.
How do you go about finding new tricks with the same prop that you've been using for years? Like a club. How do you make new tricks with a club? Is it based off an idea you've had? Is it based off an idea you've seen somewhere else and you just take it further? What do you do?
It's a little bit of both of those things. Sometimes I'll make something by accident, like maybe I'm trying to do something else, but something else happens in place of that thing. So I'm like, oh, that was a weird thing that happened, let me try to recreate it. And then like, that's a whole nother thing. I do have this like methodical way that I go about making like a sequence. Like if I wanted to make a 3-club sequence, I like write out a chart and like either methodically pick out like what kind of things I want to do, or just like completely blindly like put something together. I actually learned that from a workshop at IJA one year that Patrick Elmert taught, and I still like use it to this day. Honestly, just like jamming, like
You're just jamming.
sometimes.
Just now that we've covered that jamming is sending it and doing it, what is jamming? To you, is it
me.
just finding music that you like and just going like and moving to the music in interesting ways? Is the song what's inspiring you? Is it the motion to the song, or does it have any connection to the song? You just like listening to music.
The whole thing for me is like the vibe of it. Like, I don't know, it's not super specific, just like whatever I'm feeling that day. I also get inspired by the environment that I'm in. Like if I just happen to be in a new place, like let's say I travel to a juggling convention, I'm like, I mean before when we were allowed to go to juggling conventions, maybe I'm driving to the convention, I like pull over to this like cool like scenic overlook. I might try to make something there because I like it. I don't know.
I want to add on to what you're saying because I have a few things to say about music
Okay.
and juggling. I feel like I make my best tricks whenever I'm listening to new music by my favorite musicians and artists.
Well, I attest to that.
Igor came out by Tyler the Creator, and I was like listening to that. I made a lot of stuff under a bridge with balls for Mr. Disco. That's how I made a lot of tricks like that, and I don't feel like I would make the tricks the same way if I didn't have that music to listen to. Same way with, you're talking about locations and scenic overlooks and things that just like different locations help you make different tricks.
For sure.
For me, that's not the case, but whenever I'm wearing like a shirt, like my favorite shirt, or I have juggling clubs that I've modified and I made them look new, then it makes me a little more inspired. Just like changing up my props and like changing out different things. It's like if I get a new set of juggling clubs, then I'm gonna make better tricks. That's just how it works, I think.
I totally agree to that. I also agree with like wearing clothes that make you feel good and comfortable and like presentable, even if you're just like making up tricks, like you're just researching, but it feels good to like look good.
I mean, like I always juggle in front of a mirror, so usually, I don't know. It's like if I look good while my juggling looks good, then it makes me feel good. Which is basically what you just said.
Zach, how do you put an act together once you have all the tricks?
How do I put an act together?
Yeah, like how did you put your IJA act together? You know, like 1,000 tricks, 10,000 tricks maybe. How do you like choose which ones to do in what order and everything?
Okay, so my IJ act was kind of a special act in this case. The whole intention of the act was for competition. I was like, I'm gonna put in all of my favorite tricks that I've ever made, which didn't technically end up being the way I wanted it to because I didn't do that per se. Most of the intention behind that routine was to make a competition juggling routine. So, I mean, I don't know, like whenever I put it together, I was just kind of like, I got all these tricks. These are my best tricks. These are my best tricks that I can do on stage. I'm gonna put them together. And then usually once I find the song that I like, everything sort of comes together. Some people make their entire routine like exoskeleton and then put a song on top, but I always work with like the music first. Cause like then I'm like, I go with whatever the vibe the music has. I never like have a juggling routine and then find music that matches it. I always match whatever song I'm using. I usually just kind of know. I mean, like I'll go on SoundCloud, I'll go on random YouTube playlist mixes. Like I'll go through like some weird like cello music and stuff. Because I had like a phase where I was going through a bunch of that. I mean, in general, it was just a lot of searching, and once I realized I wanted to make a routine and I went through all the songs, one of them would just kind of click. Hey, onion.
What about, like, let's say you have 3 of your best tricks. Where do you put them in the act? Like, do you save them off at the end? Do you put one in the middle, one in the end, one in the beginning? What do you like?
I put some of the coolest stuff. I want to put some of the coolest looking stuff in the first minute, just to be kind of like a draw. Because if the beginning isn't like amazing, like if the beginning's amazing on an act, some people, they only remember that. And then they're just like, I just remember you came out and it was just awesome. My song was kind of melancholy, so it was kind of hard to do that, but that was just kind of the vibe I was going for.
Question for both of you guys. What makes a good, like, finale trick? Like, what makes a trick that's like, this is the last thing, and then I'm going to stop, and everyone's going to clap?
Maybe if like the stakes are higher, people seem to like that. Like there's almost like a drama element to it. Like you can watch it and like comprehend it to a point maybe.
So like the audience is watching and you want to make sure everyone in the audience can comprehend it to a level where they like know if you're planning to succeed, or they know what a success is going to be. If you hit it, then they know to applaud. If you don't hit it, they know to applaud because they're being nice. Kind of.
How does the audience know when to applaud?
I guess like the audience will know when to applaud if the goal that you had set up is completed.
People do it in sports all the time. It's like you make like a free throw, then like some people like clap. It's just like you see the goal, like the audience sees the goal that you're going for. If you hit the goal, that's exciting, so they gotta clap. And also, there's a lot of places where you can make an audience clap even if it's not exciting. Mostly, it seems like juggling performers tell the audience when they clap, and that just kind of ties into the whole thing. It's like you do a stance, or you do like a hold a position, and then like even like some people look at the audience, they're like, and like that just kind of tells them, they're like, hey, you should probably like clap for that, you know. And also like music cues, I feel like are really strong. Like there's like the climax of the song. I like to have a lot of songs that end with like a really strong or like powerful ending, just because I feel like it feels exciting. Okay.
Thank you for Zach. Thank you for so much. Thank you for letting. I'm just gonna start over.